What is up, Pisces friends? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. So happy to have all the Piscean gang out there with me today. We are going to do your October monthly love spreads. Though this video really doesn't have a timestamp on it, take only what resonates, right guys? These are general messages, so more than likely not everything I say will resonate with the Pisces out there. Pieces and parts of it very likely will, so I encourage you to come into this with an open heart and an open mind. If you had all the answers, you probably wouldn't be here, right? But that being said, use your own discretion and discernment, your intuition to know what is right for you, right? If something doesn't seem to fit, drop it like it's hot. Okay, Pisces? Everything you want to know about this video will be in that description box below, including the decks I am using here today, as well as my social media. I'm the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. Check me out if you're interested. What else do you need to know? For Pisces in love, if you don't have a person, this could represent somebody coming in. Could also represent someone from your past. I hope these messages help you in some way, give you some clarity or insight. That's my goal here today. We are going to hop in for Pisces. For Pisces, roughly in the month of October. Happy Libra season, Pisces. Excuse me. I'm going to try not to cough through your entire video, but no promises. Excuse me. All right. One swig of water, then we're going to do it. All right. Pisces, your energy. Six of Swords. All right. What are you moving on from? Mentally, right? Forward movement mentally. You've had some sort of peace or clarity come through. If you were dealing with something that was giving you conflict or strain or indecision, this is like, oh, I get it now. I can move forward. An epiphany, potentially, right? Moving forward, maybe with people, right? It doesn't necessarily have to mean excommunicating someone from your tribe, but it could potentially be leaving an environment that was toxic or not healthy. Okay, so a lot of you have come to the conclusion that by holding on to things too tightly, this is sometimes the miser card, by holding on to things too tightly, you are blocking your blessings. This is almost like when you release and almost like be vulnerable, expose yourself. That's actually when new blessings come into you. This could represent new relationships, new people, new things that you want to build upon, right? Tangible things. It's not like this dreamy reality of it could be this or it could be that. It's like, no, this is it. It's money in the hand. Like it's right there in front of you. That only comes... Interesting. I am getting like financial risk. Some of you may have had to do something recently where you maybe didn't feel comfortable with it. You wanted to hold on to it very, very closely, very tightly. But ultimately, you did have to take this risk moving forward because, again, some sort of thought or clarity or idea about how to move forward with this. When, I don't know what it is, but it's like when you release, it allows like the flow to be... Something about nature. It's natural. It's intended. It's meant to be. I don't know if this is talking about money flow or potentially emotions. Maybe you were holding on to an ex or it could also be codependency with your partner. You were trying to hold on to it. There was a peaceful resolution in which the idea to release some sort of control, to like let it breathe. That's like when the seed is going to bloom and blossom and grow. That's sort of what I'm getting here. Interesting. It's like the seed needed water. There's a lot of water in this card. It's a card of an Aquarius. Some of you might be dealing with an Aquarius. But yeah, I do sense that you're wanting to take this with you. I don't necessarily sense that this is like a full out, I'm dropping this person, I'm releasing them, I don't want to be with them. Yeah, well, we'll see where this goes. But yeah, it's more like you had a new idea on how to make the situation better, how to make it work, again, how to get the seed to grow, whatever that seed metaphorically stands for you. I love this depiction of the Ace of Pentacles, too. I just think it's really cool. All right, so what is your person coming up as, Pisces? I feel like I called you Aquarius earlier. I just did Aquarius. Maybe that's why, but Pisces. All right, so the World card. Love that. Card of Capricorn. Also features Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio, all the fixed zodiac signs. It is a card of harmony, of balance, completion of major life changes, major cycles. That's what I mean. Some of you are leaving to go off to a new environment, to try your hand at like a new job or some sort of something new. Something is bringing in major changes that, again, you're closing out old things that you no longer need and embracing, welcoming the new, and you actually have a lot of Aquarian cards. You have the Fool here. So again, embracing brand new beginnings, taking huge leaps of faith off into the unknown because you have faith in yourself. You'll land on your feet. You'll figure it out. There with this white rose, there's innocent, there's purity there. It's something new. It's virginal, if you will, like the idea of it. It could also literally be the idea of losing your virginity, right? For some. I don't think that's going to be for everyone, but possibly. Something very innocent, untainted, pure. This new idea that you're going off after, that the seed you're willing to plant, this could represent, I'm sort of struggling with this. The idea that you've been in a relationship for a long time, and for a very long time, you or your partner, maybe somebody was pressuring the other one. We have to put a title on it. We have to put a ring on it. Are we or aren't we? I'm almost getting you've come to the idea that it doesn't matter what title we call this. It doesn't matter, if we have an engagement ring on our finger, we know that we love each other, and there's a tremendous sense of freedom and liberation in not having to like bow down to like societal rules or what your family expects or anticipates. It's like you've been getting some sort of heavy pressure from those around you of, you're almost 40. Are you gonna ever be married? Are you ever gonna have kids? I think it's like you're silencing the peanut gallery because you're going off on this new adventure of like, this is my seed to plant, so it's not really up to anybody else to tell me how to do it. And it might be with a partnership. Sometimes I see this card as like, you mean the world to them. That could potentially be how your person is feeling. And again, with both of these cards, freedom, liberation, overcoming huge obstacles and starting anew, starting fresh, right? Maybe this could also be a time card. Maybe something is happening in Capricorn season, potentially. But yeah, I am getting major liberation, freedom, and your person, it could be you together, but specifically your person has overcome a tremendous amount of obstacles. They're wrapping up a major cycle completion in their life. They've accomplished a lot. They have a lot to be proud of. They've had to be very real with themselves and be very vulnerable, and from that, they've gained a tremendous amount of confidence. Holy Lord, they just got the 10 of Cups. Yeah. So if you're with somebody, as I said, something about marriage, you're not necessarily doing it the most conventional way. There's something about this relationship that is unconventional. You may, I don't know, if you come from a traditional family, you move in together, but you're not married yet. And to your family, that's like, oh my God, how could you? But it's rooted in love. It's rooted in the fairy tale ending. It's rooting in long-term happiness, wish fulfillment, love, right? Potential like family dynamics, right? Beautiful cards. Card of Pisces, actually, one of your cards. Could also be Scorpio or Cancer. And I mean, a lot of zodiac signs are featured in this card, but your person's energy is bomb. I really like it. As is yours. It's like you again had to overcome some sort of lesson or realization about holding on to things too tightly. Again, when you release, when you liberate them, there's tremendous freedom, and it allows new things to grow where they couldn't before. I think with your person, some of you, maybe you're moving to a new city. Maybe you're, I don't know, major changes. Fill in the blank, whatever that is for you. So what's between you guys? The Page of Wands. Well, that's cute. I heard magic. The Page of Wands, fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The Page of Wands is the explorer. He's looking to find things that incite creativity, motivation, inspiration, passion, right? He's fun. He's an adventure seeker. He loves to travel. I think you guys might be traveling. I'm getting that for a lot of you. And maybe you're just going on vacation, right? This can absolutely represent travel overseas, seeing the world, right? Commitment. All right. The Hierophant. You might be dealing with a Taurus. I get this for you, Pisces, quite a bit. And I actually think I get comments on the Pisces video from people who are, sorry, how do I want to phrase this in a kind way? Let me start from scratch. I get readings for a lot of my Pisces about living a lifestyle that is very untraditional. And nothing wrong with that. I'm just reading the cards as they present. But if we're talking about right wing, left wing. I get like left wing to the max for a lot of my Pisces readings. Anti-establishment, anti-religion, anti-whatever. And again, I am not coming at you trying to preach this. I'm simply reading what the cards say. The way this Hierophant is presented as like an exorcist, if you will, there's something about Pisces. The people in your environment are trying to save you, put the word of God in you. And I do want to say, like, fear mentality of how could you live your life this way? That's not how you do it. That's not how our family does it. You're terrified, right? Like, you don't know what this priest is throwing at you. And so it's like travel. You're moving on to go after this unique expression of like artistic creativity. And so what I was getting at is I don't mean to offend anybody with these readings. I know I've gotten some comments before of like, how could you be saying this and whatever, but I'm all about living your truth, whatever that is. As long as you're not hurting anybody in the process, I absolutely preach the idea of living your truth, of going after your own fairy tale ending, your own wish fulfillment, even if that means rebelling against a group. Again, I'm not promoting like violence or anything that is going to hurt another person. But yeah, I'm all about living your truth. And frequently for Pisces readings, I get the atypical path, the untraditional path, starting anew, potentially away from the tradition that you've grown up in. That's not going to be for everybody, right? But I'm just putting it out there. That's coming through again strongly. This could also represent someone trying to hold on to you, trying to control you. It's sometimes the miser card. And I just love how it's depicted too. It's like a little voodoo doll. Yeah, it's like oh God, I just got the double entendre. It's like you're dealing with a prick. The idea of like a voodoo doll and the pin prick. Yeah, interesting. And again, the idea of freedom by being suffocated by someone or something trying to hold you down and not allow you to breathe, to go after your wishes and your dreams come true. It's like your seed, your body needed to like be set free. So it's like seeds being planted in soil across the sea, across the state, across the country, across the globe. That's what's going to make you happy. And again, this reading is not for everyone. For those who are vibing and resonating with this, fantastic. So yeah, if you're on the brink of, do I leave this potentially traditional religious upbringing behind? I think a lot of you are leaning towards that, potentially with your spouse or with your partner. And so you are watching a tarot video, right? I got to put that out there. For those who are involved more in like the occult or non-traditional religions, Wicca, or whatever that is for you, that may potentially be why I get a lot of readings for Pisces on this. You are not full on down with Catholicism or Judaism or potentially what your parents have been preaching at you or the way you've been raised to see things or believe, even like a political spectrum, as I was saying, you tend to skew in a very different direction than the ways in which you were brought up. You are a free thinker. The Fool is a card of Aquarius, the innovative thinker, right? Yeah, I gotta say, from my perspective, it's pretty badass because you're going after your emotional truth. You're going after what it is that you love and what you desire. So, awesome. What is your advice or guidance? The High Priestess. All right. And then the King of Swords. Interesting. So the King of Swords is a skilled communicator, right? Intellect, knowledge, and communication. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It is a card of Aquarius again. You have a lot of cards of Aquarius. Okay. And then the High Priestess is kind of the opposite. She sits in silence. She channels messages from spirit, but doesn't often communicate them. Sometimes she's the card of the secret, right? Again, I'm getting all the same messages here. I frequently read specifically this High Priestess as like Mother Mary. I mean, she wears the cross, right? She's kind of dressed like a nun. There's something about this that is very much religion, spirituality. And it doesn't have to be any particular one, but it's like she has the scroll, she has the Bible or whatever it is in her hand. This is you trying to wrap your head around the idea of it. Play your chess piece in a way that I'm almost getting won't rock the boat because you want it to be clear sailing. You want it to be smooth sailing as you move on from this. I think this is communicating a secret to someone or potentially a group that you don't see things in the same way. Your heart is just not in alignment with maybe the group. Maybe this is standing for traditional family values, long-term legacy, right? But if that's the case, I mean, with cups, it's love. It's something that brings someone a lot of joy. If it's not you, Pisces, it could be your family. Maybe you're breaking off from the pack. Maybe you're a twin. I don't know if that's relevant to anyone there, but it's like, you know, everybody falls in line with this way of thinking. Again, politics, religion, whatever it is. You know, it could even be, you know, what you do when you grow up. What does being an adult mean? Does it mean that, you know, you have to own a house and 2 cars and have this many kids? Whatever. The idea of going against the group, and that the Hierophant is all about tradition and spirituality. This is like you playing your chess piece very strategically on how you're going to drop this heavy truth that has been a secret. High Priestess with those 2 pillars, it's all about balancing the dark and the light. It's like you're not trying to poke the bear. You're not trying to provoke some sort of temper or angry conversation. You're simply trying to communicate that this cup that you're forcing down my mouth, you know, this drinking the Kool-aid, you guys, you don't want it. You're there with your arms crossed, just like, you can't make me drink it. It's like a kid taking their medicine. This has been someone else's truth for quite a long time, I think. And again, that epiphany that you don't need to hold on to the same values as the group anymore. You're better off by setting this seed free. I think this is like metaphorically standing for you, Pisces. By setting it free, it's going to usher in more joy in your life. By going down an untraditional path, an untraditional route, it balances the scales for you. It's like you're standing in your truth, Libra, the sword of truth. Something about being tied into a contract, spiritually, maybe. Again, growing up with something that I do want to say, it's like drinking the Kool-Aid. You never knew any different. Some of you are having epiphanies about your truth, bringing justice to the situation to do right by you. And again, as long as you are in alignment with your heart and that your decisions, your forward movement isn't hurting anybody, you know, I say go forward. I say, you know, close out the cycle in a harmonious and balanced way, right? It doesn't mean you have to cut people out of your life or that you have to use words or emotional manipulation or anything that's going to hurt the group, right? But yeah, this is busting through because you are standing in your truth. You are exposing your secrets, your vulnerability in a very strategic way that allows for smooth sailing forward. Interesting, Pisces. All right, that's kind of what I got for you. Do we need to pull anything more? We'll pull one more on this High Priestess. Anything else we need to know about the High Priestess? It is one of your cards as well as Cancer. She's ruled by the moon, that moon energy, secrets. Some of you may be communicating via a text, and not even like literal text, but like words, like the written hand, an email, a written letter. It could, with Libra coming up, it could be giving your notice, resigning from a job, that sort of thing. Because yeah, I think you're committed to a new path. You've come to some sort of crossroads. And yeah, another card of Aquarius. You've had to do some major thinking and healing about your North Star. What is guiding you forward, Pisces? You hold the world in your hand, right? And maybe that's representing your person, right? There's something about it needs to be set free. You need to go off and venture the world, right? There's a new truth. There's a new commitment to a new path. Yeah, and it's like your North Star, your, excuse me, your destiny, what's guiding you forward becomes a lot clearer. You're open to the idea of pursuing your dreams, right? We have that our foot in the pool of intuition here, but you're also staying grounded on land. There's great harmony and balance here. All right, Pisces. Do we want to, yeah, all right. I said I would clarify the High Priestess. Now I gotta. Anything else we need to know about the High Priestess? High Priestess for Pisces and their advice or guidance. I am getting it's a decision you need to make. So while you can consult your partner for opinions or advice, it's the decision rests with you. The Lovers, yeah, a difficult choice. All right, so maybe you are leaving a person behind, like a romantic partner that your morals, your values, your ethics, your religion, your whatever, maybe they just aren't in alignment anymore. You know, maybe this is a long-term marriage, and as you two have matured and grown into, you know, your adult selves, you realize you actually stand on very different spectrums on whatever the idea or situation is. You might be going off to seek something else or someone else, right? It's funny, in this situation, though, I think this Lover's card is coming up because you're leaving a group dynamic behind. That could be at work, that could be family, that could be whatever. It's like Cupid is striking you with an arrow here to enlighten you to some sort of idea, and it has to do with following your path of love, Pisces. And maybe on that adventure forward, if some of you don't have a partner right now, maybe on that travel, that trip forward, maybe that's where you're going to discover somebody who is like, you know, the center of your world, somebody who you want that long-term happiness and wish fulfillment with. Someone whose love doesn't make you question it or feel complacent. Someone who doesn't try and shove ideas down your throat, the idea of drinking the Kool-aid, like that's not you anymore. And it's almost like by staying in an environment that is potentially toxic, I am getting kind of devil energy here, right? With this exorcism metaphor going on. And I mean shadow, right? Look how tremendous his shadow side is. You know, he's a man of God. He's a preacher. He's a priest. Look at that shadow. Like that's something about don't take everything at face value here. See the truth. Internally, Pisces, with the moon, use your intuition. Use your intuition how you move forward. By staying in a toxic situation with maybe a Capricorn, maybe you're dealing with like that, you know, that devil energy, you're missing out on blessings. You're blocking your own opportunities by staying in as I was saying, moving on from an environment, by staying in an environment that is overly controlling. I think you are parting ways with that. Where's my Fool card? I just lost it. There it is. You are closing out old cycles and embracing new ones. Really powerful energy. All right, Pisces, that's what I got for you. Let me know what resonates for you in the comments below. Please do like, share, subscribe, and I will see you beautiful Pisces next time. Bye, guys.